righty. So tonight is a webinar on the healthy boundaries. Tonight we are going to talk about many different examples and also helpful advice and tips to implement into your parenting styles. And also if you are a teacher or work in education, can also take in this information so that you can implement it into your own classrooms. Okay, so this is part one of our webinar, and just very quickly, I want to introduce our team here, which is the following. And then next, in our agenda, we are going to be talking about the following, which is children and boundaries, the styles of parent and effective, forward but gentle, and also handling challenging behaviors. And lastly, avoiding versus engaging challenges. Oh, and then we have someone come in. Hi, Connie.
Hi, sorry, late.
Oh yeah, no worries, no worries. You came in at a good time. Okay, so children and boundaries, and this is the importance of understanding this boundary stages. So very quickly, we will go through these and we will begin with some of the levels. It levels from 1 to 4. And the first level of boundaries are starting from ages 1 to 3 years old. Okay, we love seeing our children look like this, right? Happy, healthy, and thriving. But of course, you know that life happens. And so in reality, they might look a little bit like this. Okay, and this is normal from this age, because a lot of the times we're spending majority of these ages or these years telling them what they cannot do, such as no hitting, no biting, no breaking stuff, no interrupting or snatching. But while we are explaining to them not to do something, we should also be getting into the habit of explaining why they shouldn't be doing something, explaining why those things are unsafe or why those things might not be appropriate, and what are the possible consequences to those actions, and maybe even suggesting some alternatives. Okay, so we have a child on the floor, something you might have seen. A child trying to touch something that is dangerous, or maybe even putting something in there that should not be in there. Maybe they want to help cook, but make more of a mess than they do help. Okay, so those are the first level boundaries. And now we're going to go into the level 2 boundaries. And this is where children need to start learning how to be empathetic, because at the beginning stages, so in level 1, we tell them what they should not be doing, but now from ages 3 to 6, we need to start practicing empathy. Children are going to test the boundaries, because if boundaries are not clear, then they're going to cross them. However, when they are clear, they are less likely to do them. Okay, so by learning and actively practicing boundaries, it's going, and also empathy, they're going to understand what is appropriate, what is safe, and also how to understand the other person who is explaining to them, hey, I want you, I don't think that this is a really good idea, or I don't think that this is safe. It makes me worried. Using these kinds of words and phrases is really going to help take away some of these issues, like laying down on the floor, that's going to be taken away. I'm worried that you're going to burn yourself. Don't touch the stove, please. That gets taken away. Oh, well, this is making more of a mess, but the more of this ingredients we have poured onto the table, the less food that we will have to eat. That will get taken away. Okay, so, and also, of course, the biting, okay, that hurts me. So I would like it if you did not bite me, and maybe you can try biting something else. Okay, these are all different alternatives because when a child is doing something that causes us to feel a certain way, or maybe they feel a certain way, we want them to understand that we understand them, because maybe they're going through a complete meltdown, like this girl right here. She's having a really bad time for whatever the situation is. She is going through it. But you also have to understand that children are going to feel upset, they're going to feel sad, they're going to feel angry, and that us adults, we might forget what's happening in that moment is actually affecting the child a lot, and that is their reality. Okay, just because we have lived it and gone past that does not make it any less real for the kids, thinking that this is the worst day of their lives, that this is awful, and that they can't have this or they can't do this. They are going to feel very, very sad. And to us, we're going to think, oh, but this is not a very big deal. But to them, it is. And so we have to empathize with that, empathize with them, show them empathy so that they can show empathy to us. We must model. Okay, keep in mind that boundary or level 2 boundaries is a lot less to do with them and a lot more to do with us. Understanding how to offer this and model this kind of behavior so that they can copy that. So we'll move on to children's and boundaries level 3. Okay, so as children get older, so we're talking about the ages 7 to 10 years old, they're going to start learning that rules can be broken and bent, negotiated. Okay, their social interactions are going to be a little more complex, but it's not enough to know the rules. Okay, they want to have conversations. They want to know why they need to do things. And of course, anticipate the birth of the attitude and also the birth of reasoning, because once you start explaining why and they're able to have this conversation, this back and forth with you, they might develop an attitude. They're going to say, well, I don't want to do that. Or they might talk back or they might argue. But that's okay because that's still conversation. That's still talking it out. But while they are developing an attitude, they are also developing reasoning. They are developing their minds to be able to say, okay, well, if I don't do this, then this will happen. Or if I do this, then this may or may not happen. So they start thinking of this stuff on their own. So really, this is where you want to try to create the habit of having agreements, okay? Coming to some kind of agreement. And of course, the agreements have to be within reason. Children have to make agreements with you. So instead of maybe instead of eating all of their food, maybe they're a little bit full. Okay, so Miss Karen, I know that you have done this. I've seen this with Ari, where maybe Ari is a little bit full or may not eat something, and you suggest an alternative. What is that alternative?
Alternative will be that oh, I would love to share your food that you cannot finish, but I can also worry about you might get hungry later on. Why don't you eat 5 more bites, and then I will help you to eat the rest of them.
Yeah,
So it's the food for
perfect.
negotiation. Hmm.
And then for the most part, Ari does agree to this and she does complete the agreement. And so where both people are happy, Ari feels respected because you are listening to what she's feeling, and then creating an alternative so that she can approve and say, okay, I can do that. And so both people are happy. So happy home, right? So they need to learn They also need to learn to set boundaries for themselves, though, too, as they grow into this age. This is the age where it's very, very important for them to understand how to set boundaries for others, perhaps strangers or for other friends, people around their lives and home. Maybe they just need to feel respected. So this is where the respect occurs, where it starts in the home. When parents and families respect the children, they will want to feel respected outside of the home too.
Mhm.
Okay. Also, when there are agreements, agreements are final, and also the consequences are also final as well. Okay. We cannot bend because, of course, again, children are learning that you can bend and you can negotiate or you can break the rules. But they also need to understand that there are consequences to those too. Okay. And now our fourth and final level, which is level 4, the ages 11 to 14 years old. And this one is quite simple because it's taking everything that they have learned previously, which is the empathy, the agreement stage, communicating, but this one heavily focuses on building some mutual respect and actively listening to this age group, because a lot of things, this is where a lot of drama might occur, where maybe a lot of problems, which maybe might sound a little bit insignificant to you or insignificant to parents because we have gone through it. It's not the end of the world. It's not a big deal. But to them, again, it's their reality. And they want to have a say in things. They want to talk things out. And if people aren't listening to you, then they won't know what you need or want. And this is the age where they want things and they need things. Of course, we want and need things too, but we must listen to them so that they may be able to listen to us. We need to reciprocate. Okay. And also, of course, agreements, answers are final. Agreements are final, and also consequences are also final. Styles of parenting. Okay, this is pretty straightforward. Um, there are several different ways to parent. And of course, we want to aim, oops, we want to aim in this direction right here. Authoritative parenting, which is a very good balance between being supportive, yet having expectations. Because if we bend a little more this way, more demanding but supportive, then we would end up being a more permissive parent, which is not does not have a lot of control but offers a lot of support. But the expectations part is lacking. Maybe we're more demanding, okay, but maybe not as supportive. We expect things and we want things to be done in a certain way, but we will not help you get there. Okay, it's either you know how to do it or you figure out how to do it. Okay, so that is a relationship that is controlling, very, very assertive, and does not have a lot of communication in there. And this is more of the home that I was raised in originally, which is a more authoritarian like style, which has heavy expectations. So we all want to strive to be in this area, especially teachers. We are taught to be more in this area where we want to offer that support, where we also want to be very clear that we expect that our children or our students um, perform and also behave in certain ways. So, but why is authoritative parenting better? Well, because it allows for flexibility, and also can teach responsibility to the children, and also provides that support that is so needed by the young ones, and also gives fairness, being able to come to agreements. Okay, it's not just do as I say and no questions asked. No, it allows to have that conversation, that air of space and trust and mutual respect. And also for cooperation. We want to work together as a team. We cannot work against each other. Children, parents, or children to teachers cannot work against each other because it will not get anything done. Okay, so now we will be moving into the part 2 of the healthy boundaries. And this part will be talking about effective forward but gentle and handling challenging behaviors, avoiding versus engaging challenges as well. Okay, so to be very clear that all of us here at Gulu want all our children and all of our families, and especially those who know and work with us, we want all of you to prosper and to build happy homes with happy children and foster healthy communications that will stay with them for a lifetime. And then they bring those lessons into to their children in the future. And I think that sounds amazing. So we put together some info to add to your day-to-day parenting that can make a difference as long as you are consistent. And this is the key word here, consistency. It will be effective, it will be forward, and it will be gentle. However, I couldn't come up with a better name for this. So we're going to just call this the effective forward but gentle method. So the effective forward but gentle method has these pieces. These are your 5 puzzle pieces. These are your guide. You're going to need consistency, the why, the empathy, communication plus understanding, and the consequence, whether that be a good consequence or a bad consequence. Because as a teacher, we are originally taught to redirect the child. What does that even mean? Okay. Well, at least I thought at first that, okay, we would redirect the child. Okay, well, let's get them to stop what they're doing, then get them to do something else. And I thought that was the end of it, but it doesn't exactly end there, because redirecting the child doesn't mean just get them to do something else. Redirecting the child is to start to show them this is the teaching opportunity. Okay, redirecting is just not making them stop, but it's also making them stop and listen to the lesson. But how do we redirect the child? What do we teach them? What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to say? Stop and that's it? Well, that's all I could say. Well, no, there's many things we could say about this. But first, you have to find out what is missing from your puzzle. Okay, this situation, whatever the situation might be, is a puzzle and it's broken up in pieces. Okay, you have to put it back together and find what piece is missing. Maybe a child is maybe picking on another child, for an example. Okay, and you see the situation and you're thinking, okay, well, I think in this situation we're going to need empathy. So that is the direction I'm going to take. I'm going to talk to my child about empathy, and we're going to practice empathy so that way, hopefully, this doesn't occur again. So redirecting the child based off of what's missing. And of course, every situation is different. We cannot handle one situation the same as another situation. Okay, and this can be applied to any single age, from very small, from toddlers all the way up until school age or even high school. Okay, it is very reliable. These are your 5 components, very easy to follow. And then on top of understanding what is your guide, the gentle forward, the effective forward but gentle method, you also have to understand the important verbal cues. And these verbal cues are going to help build healthy communication and also teamwork. That also helps as a reminder for being respectful of each other and boundaries as well. So these are something you want to incorporate into your day to day. Okay, again, this works for any age group. So now we'll come into the very fun part, handling challenging behaviors. Guidance to handling common challenging behaviors. So we're going to, of course, start off with the little ones. Okay. Happy. Of course, we want our children to be happy, but again, we're seeing these pictures again because we're gonna kind of break them down. Okay, we're gonna break them down, and then we'll have, Miss Karen kind of jump in and give us some of her insight or options and stuff, or options, opinions, and ideas. Okay, let me paint a picture for all of you. Here's this girl, and then we'll name her Emma for the sake of it. Emma and her mom are gonna go to the store. Okay. And her mom tells Emma, Emma, get your shoes on. We're going to go to the store. So we're going to need to put on your shoes. And Emma, of course, does not want to. She's feeling lazy, wants to lay down. And so Emma's mom really just needs to go. So she carries Emma. She takes the shoes in the car. And so she says, Emma, how about we put your shoes on while we're driving so then you can come into the store with mom. Emma says, okay. So she puts on her shoes. And so it takes Emma about 15 minutes just to get these shoes on. But her mom is happy because Emma did it. So now they're at the store. They're walking around, and then Emma sees something pretty on the shelf. Says, ooh, that's purple. I like it. I want it. So she grabs it off the shelf. But mom only needs to go to the store for one thing, and one very important thing. And she says, Emma, you cannot get that. Okay, mommy only needs to grab one thing. Oh my gosh, Emma has a meltdown and she just throws herself onto the floor and she takes her shoes off. Oh my gosh, what would we do? What would we do in this situation, Miss Karen?
I will try to do distraction and see like, oh Emma, you know what? I know that there's some really pretty section for jewelry section or a toy. Do you want to check it out, the new toy that's coming out? So I try to redirect. But if it doesn't work, then I will sit down and talk to her. Like, I know that it's so hard to let go of things, right? So it is difficult. I know that. I understand it, but this is not a plan, our plan to do so, right? So let's wait until this feeling go away, and mommy will wait with you together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is a very loving and forward yet very gentle approach to let the children know we are empathetic of their feelings. We are telling them why. We are communicating with this and trying to hopefully get Emma or our children to understand what we're trying to do. So this is really good and effective parenting. Okay, so for our next scenario is touching the stove. You're curious. The babies are curious. Okay, children are curious, not just at toddler age, but at most small ages between from 1 to 7 years old. Kids are just curious and they want to touch things. Now, how can we approach this scenario, Miss Karen?
For this age, it is so young. They don't have judgment for doing it or not doing it, how to be safe yet. This is really has to be creating the fence and block your oven, not letting them to be getting close to it when you have your ovens on.
Mm-hmm.
So if I see it at this time, I have to go there and then just bring up the baby, and then we move the baby to somewhere else and do something
Of
else.
course, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, even for this ages, sometimes you just kind of have to go in there and then grab them. As they get older, of course, they build more reasoning. You can talk to them about it, especially after. And let's see, now we will go into I put this one in, but I know this one was just funny to me. Okay, so just quick thing that I want to mention to you guys. If you guys have ever seen this video before, this is hilarious. And honestly, the person who was doing this, which I think is the mother or someone who was with him, was so incredibly patient with this boy. Lets him explore and lets him taste everything, even well, didn't let him, but he did it anyways, to taste the flour and to taste the butter and everything that went into that mixing bowl. But you guys, I think the lesson in this one is being able to have that kind of patience with our children and when they want to explore. Okay, so oh, okay. But here, let me switch over this way. Okay, so same thing with this age. We want to be very careful, but let's move on to this part where we are with older children. Okay, we are with the older children. Maybe these children are bullying, and maybe they are maybe they want to get that attention, but even the effective forward but gentle method can be applied even here. Because if your child is bullying others, or there might be some kind of altercations that are happening at school, this means that they're going to need work on empathy. Okay, and here is a helpful quote. Children often do not do things without any reasoning. There are thoughts and feelings behind their actions, and our job is to figure out why they make certain choices. And by directing and being consistent about talking to the child, this will open up. Oh, I didn't finish that. This will open up many different possibilities and also open up conversation for understanding what is going on. Okay, now we'll go into the discipline and behavior issues. Okay, for bad habits, we know this habit. We have seen it. We have seen this habit, and we have seen even this in our homes, especially if we have older groups. Okay, for bad habits, for bad behavior, or maybe discipline issues that requires consistency and consequence. Sometimes bad habits form because there isn't much happening, and that causes us, or that doesn't cause them to stop. So if there is no consequence, there's no reason for them to stop the behavior. If the consequence is not coming consistently, there is no reason to stop. They will think, okay, this will slide. Oh, they'll let me slide. Oh, I won't get in trouble. Okay, but the more that we let the bad behavior slide, we are actually unintentionally encouraging a bad habit to be formed. So consistency is key. And another helpful tip from one of our teachers that was mentioned today is raising kids, especially teenagers, is a long battle. Sometimes us as humans, we get tired of fighting, but you can't give up. You cannot give up on your kids, because the moment that you start giving up, the more those bad habits are going to keep coming, the more they're going to happen more times in one day, more times in one week. And so we want to keep fighting back, so then that way they can be raised to behave and to be good raised children. And of course, another thing that was mentioned today is the importance of family meetings. Family meetings are so important for all of us to have, is because we get to regroup and to get to discuss the what is going on, what are the problems, how are you feeling, why are you acting this way. And so having the habit of having regular family meetings can be absolutely crucial to the health of the relationship between you and the children. And then lastly, we're going to get into avoiding versus engaging. Is avoiding truly the solution for things? I know that we are told, well, just ignore it, but there's only so many things that you can ignore until it becomes a persistent problem. Don't get me wrong, you can ignore some things, but you cannot ignore behavior issues. You cannot ignore boundary problems. So I'm going to get really real with you guys, super real. Avoiding problems doesn't fix anything. It just does not. Nothing is done. Nothing will be improved. That's just really how it is. That's how it boils down very simply. Because maybe today it's this, it's shouting. Not a big deal, right? Not the end of the world. It happens. People yell. But tomorrow it could be this. All because we did not handle or we ignored what happened yesterday. This is a big deal. And there's no reason to wait until things are a big deal and then decide it's time to take action. So this is only just one example of many possibilities that could happen, many issues that could occur. But the fact of the matter is that avoiding problems does not actually fix anything. So if you see a problem or some kind of issue, whether it's behavior, discipline, boundaries with your children, it's better to address it in that moment. It's better to handle the problems while the pan is still hot. Okay, so just to kind of wrap up our presentation here, I'd like to leave with you guys with two quotes that I thought were really important that can just give us a little bit of thought. You can teach children to behave better you can't teach children to behave better by making them feel worse. When children feel better, they behave better. So we can correct our children, but we need to do so in an effective, forward, but gentle manner. And lastly, we must remember that one day our children are going to follow our example instead of our advice. Okay, so we want to be that role model for them. We want to show them how to behave. We want to model what is boundaries. We want to model respect towards them and towards others, because children do a lot of watching instead of listening. And unfortunately, that is just how it goes. So the more that we can better ourselves, the more our children will see that. They will feel inspired by us and how we act and how we hold ourselves with respect and being able to communicate. So these are all wonderful qualities. So I hope that everything was good and to your liking, and you learned, or that you guys have learned many things out of this presentation. We have a recording, so we're going to post it to our online sources, our social media, so then that way you guys can take notes or just have some kind of reminder or a refresher in case that you need one. Okay, so I will open to some questions. Let's see. So I'll take questions here. So Connie, did you have any questions before we kind of concluded for tonight?
Yeah, I have an 8-year-old boy. 9 years old.
9.
He's a good boy, but he's not listening sometimes. For example, I told him you need to finish things you're supposed to do first, and then you can play. But he always want to play first. And yeah, so I don't know how to,
Okay, well then this is where two things need to happen here. You need to have an agreement, because you're telling him something that you want him to do, which is good. That's fine. That he needs to do his chores or he needs to clean up first. Okay. But he also needs to agree to doing that, and then he can play. But if he does not agree, then this is where the consequence is. Number 2, the consequence. If he does not perform his chores, he will not be able to play. If he plays without completing his chores,
Yeah.
then the games will need to be taken away.
Oh.
Period. There's no negotiation. There's no bending or anything like this, because at 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, children are going to want to test you. They're going to want to see how much they can bend the rules. They're going to want to say, oh, well, I don't have to because nothing will happen. That's why. If nothing will happen, then they're going to do it again and again and again. So, but they want to play the games, but they must follow the rules, and they must come to, they have to listen to the agreement.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can do that with anything, really. So if you want him to, he wants to do something, you want him to do something, he needs to finish. He needs to finish the task. So you can need to take away the toys or take away the game.
Okay.
And then you
Okay.
can, but then you can say, I can give you your game back. I'm more than happy to give you your games, but I need you to finish this first. But if you
Yeah.
do not finish this, then I'm sorry, I cannot give you this game yet.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah. And another thing is it's very easy to get distracted. For example, and the class start at 9, so it's already 8:30. So I need to prepare lunch for him. So I told him, change clothes, wear shoes, wear socks, prepare your backpack, all that things, right? Because we only have that much time and we have to leave. We have to leave within 10, 15 minutes. He know it. He know that's the thing he should have do, but he will be reading Harry Potter, and hard for him to put down the book. So it's like things he know is already about to happen, and he doesn't have the how to say
Sense of urgency.
yes, the urgency, the things is going to happen.
Yeah. Okay. So then this is what's going to need to happen, because if he wants to have time for reading, and this is good, this is okay, that he wants to enjoy his book or whatever he's doing. If he wants time to enjoy, then he needs to wake up earlier and get his shoes on, get his socks on, shirt on, get ready, put together all his stuff. And then when everything is finished, then he has time to relax. Because
Yeah,
always,
I told
even
him
in
too.
school, time to work always comes first. Time to relax comes after.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're gonna need to set alarms because you want to use things that's going to help you. So putting alarms. Okay, when my alarm rings, this needs to happen. If you can do this fast, you can set a timer. You have 5 minutes to do this, 5 minutes, and then you have 15 minutes to do whatever you want, to do reading, to do whatever, or
Yeah.
relax. You have 5 minutes to do this, and then you put the timer on your phone and see
Okay.
how fast he does it. Okay, 5 minutes. And I promise, if you finish all this in 5 minutes, then you can do your whatever.
Okay.
Or 10 minutes or whatever, however much time you think is comfortable that he can do it, because kids can go fast if they want to.
Yeah.
If they want to go fast, they will go fast. So you need to make the agreement, okay? You can say how much time, or ask him, how much time do you think you need to do this, 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 and this? And then he can tell you maybe 10 minutes, maybe
Mm.
5 minutes.
Mm.
Okay, let's try it then. Let's try it. Put the timer and then let him go.
Sure.
And then if he finishes and say, okay, awesome, good job. Now you have extra time. You have free time.
Mm. Yeah.
You can try that to see how it goes. And then, but I'm sure that that will work. You need to come to an agreement, because if he's not feeling a sense of urgency, then that's because his routine, he doesn't
Mm.
have a routine.
Mm-mm.
Okay. And he needs it, and routine is good. Okay. Agreement is good. So he needs to agree, okay, we're going to do this together and I'm going to help you do it.
Mm.
Okay. So we're going to use the phone to help us
Mm.
this timer.
Okay.
Mm.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So that's just another alternative. But if you need more, then I'm more than happy to give more alternatives for the situations, because there's many solutions for things like that. But this is just one.
Mm.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I have another question.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because he's smart, he can learn things quick. But I know no matter how smart he is, if he want to achieve something for certain area, he need to continue for long enough time. So I want him consistent. But so far, the longest he learned is kung fu. So he's been doing it for 5 years already, and he was very good before. He had 2 golden medals. But I don't know what happened. Start from this year, he started to not that much passion about it, and always trying to skip class and all that. So I was, to be honest, I was very sad because I did let him try many things. If he doesn't like, it's okay for me to stop.
Mhm.
You know, like piano, drawing, singing, or baseball, basketball. So lots of things I let him try, let him explore. But I do want he should at least continue one thing, you know, not just waste his time.
Yeah.
He need time to build up. So this kung fu thing is something he lasted the longest.
Mhm.
And if this one we stop, it's I feel I'm a failure. I feel I fail.
Mhm.
So it's hard for me to accept, but at the same time I don't want to force him.
Yeah.
If he really don't like it, I don't want to force him, but I do want him realize nothing is easy, you know. You didn't, no matter what, even something he really like, they will have some hard time. You still need to have strength to continue, right?
Yeah.
So
Of course.
yeah, that's something I'm confused.
Okay. So then, well, first, did you guys have a conversation about why all of a sudden he decided that he does not want to go? Is there a reason?
Yeah. Morgan, can you explain? He's with me right now here. So can you explain why you don't like it now? You used to be so good. You have 2 golden medal. You are outstanding at your age. Why you are not into that now? Can you tell us?
Mommy, it's like the second you turn intermediate, they start throwing the hard stuff at you. It's 100-meter dash under 16 seconds for a kid.
Mm.
100-meter dash, and then if you can't line up and properly by level by height and there's two square gap, you have to do 200 squats. If you do something just slightly incorrect, you have to do, I don't know how much squats, but I don't want to find out.
Mm,
There are many younger kids than you. They are even higher belt level. They're even harder, right?
I see, I see.
Yeah. I've never
Okay.
seen them.
So, okay, then it sounds like that the difficulty went up,
Yeah.
and that I feel like he's scared of getting in trouble for not being able to do it.
Oh.
I feel like
So I
because
think it's a teacher because
They
most
turned me from a person that if that I would tell anybody how I feel to a person that even if they break like a leg, they won't do anything. They won't even tell anyone.
so,
If someone knows and tries to tell the teacher, they would just stop it.
so what do you mean? You mean even you feel hurt, you dare not to tell the teacher?
No,
Why?
that's I don't know, but that's how Kung Fu like made me.
No. It's your body. You have right to tell.
okay, well, okay, so but what changed? What so at the beginning it sounded like you could do all those things. You could tell them, yeah, this hurts and stuff, but like now all of a sudden you can't. Is it because you don't want to disappoint the teachers, or you want to like meet their like expectations?
Yes, I want to meet their expectations with not angry and making them angry at the same time. But the stuff they do is like impossible. Like doing a push-up with your pinky fingers, for example.
Mm,
And then
okay.
but we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. It's just like how do I say it? It's like they expect because newcomers, of course, like they welcome you, and then like and then you'll say, and then like they'll like basically. I mean, beginners is actually pretty fun. You get to run around and all that stuff, but then all of a sudden, when you hit intermediate, everything just stop. The fun just stops.
Yeah, it's just more strict and it's like scary now, right?
Well, now now is basically like I do like most things to get out of kung fu,
Mhm.
but whenever but this is the thing. Whenever I say I don't want to go, they make this really good class that makes me stay. That makes me want to stay.
Mhm.
And there's like when I say I'm staying, and then all of a sudden like the class becomes strict again. Something like that. I don't know, but like
So then tell me, Morgan, do you like Kung Fu? Do you like the sport?
the
Aside
sport.
from yeah, like the sport as the sport. Like, do you like it?
No, yeah,
If
I
there
like.
wasn't any strictness or stuff like that, like
Oh, I
then
would love it. I would want to go every day.
so then Connie,
Yeah.
maybe it's just the program, because one program is not the same as every program. Maybe you guys can do a little bit of an adventure and check out some different programs to see what they have to offer.
Yeah,
What they have to
I'm
offer
also thinking about talk to different teacher.
Mhm.
Because I know most of Kung Fu Shifu they grow up in China. Their master are very straight to them. Ever since when they are very little. So I know the training are very harsh there.
Mhm.
So that's why
Yeah.
here they already, in the Shifu's eyes, they already ease it so much already,
Yeah, but also culture difference. Cultural difference is important too. Um,
Yeah.
for us, we grow up, in a place where I don't know, it's different. Some things is hard, like for here in America, it's hard here, but there is like nothing, right?
Mm.
It's like
But then Morgan is also a child too wants to have a good time, wants to enjoy and stuff. Maybe does not want to be a professional, but maybe, just wants to have fun and play. But then again, too, you have to think maybe like even for me as a teacher, some kids do very, very well with me as a teacher. They
Mm,
they 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 learn so much, but then
mm,
maybe another kid will be with me, and then maybe they will not do very well, or maybe they do not understand my way of teaching, and then it
yeah.
does not fit. It does not fit.
Mm,
Okay, so
yeah.
sometimes that happens, and maybe Morgan, it does not fit in the environment anymore, but he loves the
Mm,
sport. He loves the sport, and this
mm,
is good. So maybe a
yeah.
different program can be the solution for this.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
I just want him know. Sometimes I just want him know it's okay. He, if he really doesn't like, that's okay. But I just want him know that no matter what you, no matter what, and there's always have difficulties in the process. And if you want a success of something, you need to continually, how to say in English, constant, you need to continue to, you cannot just give up in the middle,
Yeah.
I just want to tell them that. I don't know how to explain, but
Yeah. No, yeah, I understand that it isn't, it's not good to give up in the middle after you are so good at something. This is true. This is very, very true.
yeah.
Uh, but uh, but also when we are with the right people,
Mm,
when we are with the right teacher, the
mm,
right
mm,
people,
mm,
the right support
mm,
can
mm.
make the child grow and be successful. But
Okay.
even though the child likes something,
Mm.
only one person, it takes one person to ruin it,
Yeah, if
to
you the bad.
destroy the dream.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why we don't want Morgan to feel discouraged or to destroy his dream, or maybe a hobby or something that he likes and enjoys because only one person or something is a problem. We
Mm,
want to help him and put
mm,
him in somewhere where it's going to help him grow, because
mm,
it's true.
mm, mm.
Only one person, takes one person to destroy everything.
Oh, I need to be very careful. So Morgan, yeah, if you um something make you really unhappy, you always can let mommy know, right?
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah. And can
Okay.
have the agreement and talk. And yeah, it's good to share because yes, Morgan needs to trust mommy, and then mommy also needs to, kind of be very open. And then I know sometimes it's hard to not be angry sometimes, or maybe frustrated about the why are they making this choice, but why this? And I try so hard, and it becomes very frustrating. I understand. But
Mm,
also when the child trusts you to tell you, they don't want you to feel angry, they want you to understand, and
mm,
they tell you so that you can help them find the solution,
yeah.
not
Yeah.
to fight with them because they open their feelings. Because if they open your feelings and you get mad, then they're going to say, no, 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 I don't want mommy to get mad at me, so I will not tell her anything.
Mm,
Because this is how I grow up. This is
yeah.
I did not want to tell my mom anything because
Oh.
I thought that she would get mad, and sometimes she did, which is why I learned. I
Mm,
didn't want to tell her anything. So, but later we were in a good relationship now, but this is the truth. This is how I grow up. So
mm,
now, me being a teacher, I understand why maybe some kids feel scared to say something because they don't want to get in trouble. They don't want to fight. They don't want to make someone mad. Okay. So, and of course, your children don't want to make you mad. They don't. They
mm.
do things that make you mad, but they don't do it on purpose to make you mad.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Thank
that's
you.
why be open and then just try to relax. And I know sometimes it gets frustrating, but you have to read it
Yeah.
out, and then find the solution, because fighting will not solve problems
Mm.
too. So,
Sure,
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah, of course. And I love these questions, and I love that I was able to help some way and stuff. And Connie, if you have any other concerns or questions, I'm more than happy to help. And all the teachers too. Sometimes I might not have the answer for something, but we have all these other teachers with a lot of experiences to put ideas in to help all the families to go after, like to go through the obstacles, because yes, there's a lot of obstacles with children.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I just so I just want to know, is there any way to train them to realize, they have to uh, they have to continue to try, not just give up easily.
They have to continue to, well, to continue to try. Yes, they can. There are ways to help. All we can do as
Mm,
parents and teachers is to continue to encourage the children to find what makes them happy.
mm,
But if they do something like do extracurricular activities, it's good. This is
mm,
good. But if they truly do not like it, maybe they are good, but maybe they don't like it.
mm,
Um, then we also need to accept. We also
mm,
need to accept this, that
mm.
this is, we want our children to be happy. You want your son to be happy, right, Connie?
Yes,
Of
yes.
course. So when they tell us, I'm not happy doing this, that this activity, it does not make me happy, then we need to respect. We need to respect that maybe this is not the fit. This is not the right choice for them. But we can try something else, and that is okay. And I know that you're doing that. You're letting him try many things.
Yeah.
But the good thing, the positive thing is that he likes the kung fu. He loves the kung fu, he said. He loves
Yeah.
it. Only the situation, the environment he's in is something he does not like.
Mm, mm. Oh,
So,
yeah.
Like the
but
way teach.
Mm. Yeah, the way they teach. Mm.
Mhm. So maybe he can try other things in different environments.
Mm.
Maybe can help too.
Yeah.
This is an option. Maybe
Mm.
can try some of the stuff that he did already, but just in a different environment. Maybe it'll be
Mm.
better, maybe it'll be the same. You
Mm,
never
mm.
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can just encourage him to not give up, that success
Mm.
doesn't happen. Success does not happen when we say it's too hard and I'm done. I don't
Mm.
want to.
Mm, mm.
Okay, because there will be many things that are hard. Okay,
Mm.
maybe what you can do as an exercise is you can do a project together, because so
Mm.
mommy and son bonding.
Mm.
Maybe a project, something like building something, like I don't know if Morgan likes like Lego things. Does he
Mm.
do Legos?
Do you like Lego? Hi, Morgan.
Hmm?
You like Lego?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How about, I want to show you guys something.
Mm.
Hold on. Lego set. I want you guys to try something that's hard. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, try something that is hard together.
Oh,
And
that's
okay,
fun. Mhm.
you do something together that is difficult. And this will challenge you too, Connie. This will challenge you, because you will say, "Oh, this is hard."
I
But
know.
you have to
I
be
know.
the example.
He played chess with me. I was the one feel stressed out. I want to quit. I have to think so much. So hard.
See, but this is why we need to feel what they feel. See,
Oh, yeah.
this is why we need to, sometimes we forget. We forget that, okay, as a child, this was hard for me, and I felt this way. But now that we are an adult, we say, okay, we need to do this, and then hard or not hard, we need to do it because we are an adult. But children, they are different. But sometimes as an adult, we have these moments where it's so difficult. Oh, I want to give up. I want to stop. We feel this way. Okay, so maybe you and Morgan can do something like this, where it's like a
Oh.
Lego set. Okay, and put it together. You and him together. It's a project. Man, there's a lot of pieces.
Oh,
It
yeah.
can take a lot of time, but even though it's difficult, this is something to challenge you and to challenge him to work together and to have patience and to look forward to the accomplishment. This is the reward. We get this cool thing, this cool toy that we get to see, and we built it together.
That's a good idea. Yeah, we can set up something we both like, and we do together.
And then this will practice for not give up. Okay? It's hard, but when we do it together, when you support each other, then it's okay. So that
Thank
will
you.
be good practice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I hope that that all the advice that I gave you helped, or at least gave you some ideas and stuff.
Yeah. I really appreciate.
Okay, good. You're welcome. I'm so happy to help. Yes. I'm hoping that other parents will also come and share too, so then that way we can share our ideas, because there's so many ideas that we want to share with parents to make their life easier. We just want to make your lives easier.
Yes, thank you.
Sounds good. Awesome. Was there anything else, Connie, that you wanted to share or to ask?
That's it. Morgan, you have anything? Do you have anything you want to mommy, daddy change? Anything? Anything you want to say to the teacher?
Follow a literal schedule, not go off plans.
What
There
does
you go, honey. Go off plans. Who, you or them?
Everyone.
Everyone. Oh, okay. Then you guys will have to work on agreeing to a schedule, but also following through with a schedule, right?
Is that what you want? I don't quite understand what you say. Huh? So I'm not quite understand what did he say?
Oh, that he wants everyone to follow a schedule.
Really? Can you carry out? Oh my God.
Can you carry it?
Oh, I made schedule. He couldn't carry out. Okay. I would love to follow schedule. Yeah.
Well, maybe you need a visual. Do you have like a poster or something that says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, this.
Yeah, for all the class, for all those things, we can follow schedule. But for the free time, I don't think he can carry out. I tried before, so I'm surprised he mentioned about this. So does he want to carry out? Do you really want to carry out? Really? Okay.
Well, you guys will then can be able to talk, or you guys can talk and then come up with a plan. But let Morgan create the plan. What is his
Okay.
idea? Then write it out on paper, and then you can say, oh, okay, well, make options. So then you guys can agree. And then you have to tell him, okay, Morgan, you made this idea too. So you know the plan, and us together need to follow this one.
Okay, Morgan, you agree now?
Practice.
Because sometimes even I arrange something, his friends will come knock the door, and then he went out play with the friend.
Need to be an agreement, but also you need to talk about the consequence with him too. A consequence that will be that he will agree to. Okay, so then if he makes the plan, then you need to say, okay, so this is the plan, but what's going to happen if you don't do this plan? So then he can decide what can be the consequence.
Yeah.
Mhm. So then that way you guys can agree and be on the same page. It's always good to be on the same page. Because
Okay.
there's no surprises, no surprises. There's no, but why? You know why. We
Mm.
talked about this. We
Mm.
agreed.
Okay. Yeah.
So, mhm.
I would love to set up a schedule with him. Okay, we can discuss for tomorrow's schedule.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Happy to help. And then if you have any questions at any time, then you just let us know.
Yeah, yeah. How to contact you?
Oh, here, I'll send you my phone number.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's 843. I'll put it on the chat.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Oh, I really appreciate. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Let me write down. I need to write down.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I can. Really I can call anytime. Can I call anytime?
Sure, of course. Yeah, you can call as long as I'm not in the teaching the kids, or you can send me a text too. I will respond to text very fast too. If I'm in the class and I do text.
Okay, sure, sure. I will try to. Yeah, I won't interrupt too much. Thank you.
No worries, no worries. I'm happy to help. Always happy to help the parents.
Great, great. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Did you get the number down?
Yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, sounds good, Connie. It was great talking to you and helping you guys out, and then also talking to Morgan. I talk to Morgan all the time too, in class and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we do art together.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
Thank you.
he likes the art. He's very he enjoys it.
But I'm surprised at home. I want him draw picture. He doesn't. He never want to do it.
Oh, but we learn about art history.
Oh.
Art history. You learn about the artists and their style of art, and then we try to do a not a copy, but it's a similar version. And I show them how to make this similar version.
Great, great.
Mhm.
Thank you, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, have a good night, you
Have a good
guys. I will talk
night.
to you soon.
Thank you so much for the time. Thanks.
Yeah, you're
Bye.
welcome. You're welcome. Bye bye. Good night.
Good night. Good
Bye.
night.